The joy of hitting the road, of doing a road trip on your motorcycle, well, there's nothing quite like it. Those of you who have done it, I know you're already itching for another one. In fact, that's why we are here, because in this episode of Living the Motorcycle Dream, it's all about preparing your motorcycle for a long ride. Why is it important? Well, you obviously want your motorcycle, your companion, to be in the best of shape, because you're going to be on the road for days on end and you don't want it to break down. That way you can just focus on the ride and make the most out of it. So without further ado, here are all the things which you need to check, service and replace before you head out for a long ride. Firstly, check all the fluids on your motorcycle, starting with your oil, because that's the easiest one. It's a good habit to keep a tab on the frequency of your oil change and to keep an eye on the oil level. If the oil level is too low, or if you have ridden the motorcycle for more than 4,000 kilometers since your previous oil change, now would be a good time to change your oil. If you don't remember when was the last time you got your oil changed, I think that's a good indication that it's already been far too long since you have changed your oil. Even though you might have not clocked many kilometers, it's still a good idea to change your oil because you obviously want the engine to work at its optimum level. In fact, for this specific need of long distance riding, there are many products in the market like the Castrol Power One Cruise. I mean, these are oils which have been specifically formulated to suit long distance riding, where the chances of heat-induced oxidation of oil or excessive friction can actually rob the engine of its power. Something which can be easily resolved using this oil. Next up, if you have a liquid cool bike, is of course the coolant. As a rule of thumb, change the coolant at least once a year and top it up before you go out for a long ride. Same goes for the brake fluids. It's a good habit to replace and refill the brake fluids at least once a year and ensure that the entire system is bled so that your brakes are working like they should. For that, also ensure that your brake pads and your brake shoes have enough meat on them so you can stop where you want to and when you want to. And that will also depend a lot on your tires. Ensure that your tires have good tread on them, the sidewalls do not have any cracks, and that you're running the right tire pressure. The tire pressure which the manufacturer has prescribed when you're riding solo, when you're riding with a pillion or with luggage, because that affects everything. Tire pressure will affect your fuel economy, your performance, your handling, and even your tire life. So it's very important to get that right. After that, of course, the chain. Ensure that your chain slack is set properly and it is properly lubed. In fact, I'll also go on and say, carry the chain lube with you along for the ride, the same way you would carry a spare cable for your clutch, your throttle, or your brake. Yeah? And then the headlight. Very important that your headlight is in good condition, that the beam is set properly so that you have good visibility when you're riding in the night. That's the checklist. But if you feel that there are more things which require your attention, it's probably a good idea to give the bike for a full-fledged service so that you have a peace of mind and you can have a good ride without any accidents or mishaps. That's the pre-ride checkup of the motorcycle, and now it's time for you to pack properly. And the most important thing to pack when you're going long distance riding is the documents of your vehicle. Ensure you're carrying all of them with you and they are kept somewhere where they're easily accessible. Also ensure that you're carrying a puncture repair kit, very essential when you're going long distance riding. And of course, if you're going for the long haul, you plan on traveling for more than 4,000 kilometers, it's always a good idea to carry one of these engine oil cans with you and get the oil change midway during your trip. That way you'll have a hassle-free ride. But there you have it, guys. It's all that we have for you on this episode of Living the Motorcycle Dream. Again, with the bike set, with you set, remember to have a good time, ride long, ride safe, and of course, subscribe to PowerDrift. Have a good one. Alrighty then, so that was the last episode of this series on engine oils. Let us know what you thought about it in our comment section and what else we can include in a series like this. Also remember to check out the Castrol biking community on Facebook and Twitter. It's a pretty interesting place, especially if you're planning to go for a long ride. And the best comments on this video stand a chance to win some awesome merchandise. Yeah, so hit us up. Cheers.